A judge laughed at the kid defending himself in court, until he quoted a law that didn't exist yet because he wrote it. Courtroom 5B, a routine traffic violation case. Judge Mitchell Harrison has seen thousands of these quick simples done in 5 minutes. But today's defendant catches his eye, a teenager in a hoodie and sneakers, no lawyer, defending himself. The judge smirks. Another kid who thinks he's smarter than the system. What Judge Harrison doesn't know. This kid graduated Harvard Law at 16, passed the bar at 17, and is about to teach him a lesson in humility he'll never forget. Scene: Municipal Courthouse, Courtroom 5B, 2 p.m. Wood-paneled walls, American flag in the corner, half-empty gallery, a few bored court watchers, a police officer scrolling his phone. Judge Mitchell Harrison, 58, white-gray hair, black robe, condescending smirk, sits behind the bench, gavel in hand. He's processed 47 cases today, 47 more to go. Bailiff, case number 2020-40R8851, State versus Elijah Carter. Traffic violation, running a red light. The door opens. In walks Elijah Carter, 18, black, baby face, wearing a gray hoodie, jeans, worn sneakers, backpack slung over one shoulder. He looks like he just got out of high school detention. The judge glances up, suppresses an eye roll. Judge Harrison sighing. Mr. Carter, where is your attorney? Elijah calmly. I'm representing myself, Your Honor. A few snickers from the gallery. The police officer looks up, amused. Judge Harrison, condescending smile. Son, do you understand what representing yourself means? This is a court of law, not a debate club, Elijah. I'm aware, Your Honor. Judge Harrison, do you have any legal experience whatsoever? Elijah, some. Judge Harrison leaning back, some. Right. Let me guess you watched a few YouTube videos. The gallery laughs. Elijah doesn't react. Judge Harrison, Mr. Carter, I'm going to do you a favor. Plead guilty, pay the fine, take the traffic school, and we can all go home. Save yourself the embarrassment. Elijah still calm. I prefer to proceed with my defense. Your Honor. Judge Harrison annoyed. Fine. Waste the court's time. Prosecutor, present your case. Assistant District Attorney Rachel Gomez, 32, Latina, efficient, bored, stands with a file folder. Ada Gomez, Your Honor, on September 14th at 3:47 p.m., Officer Davis observed the defendant run a red light at the intersection of Maple and 5th. Dashcam footage confirms. Open and shut, she plays a grainy video on the courtroom screen. A car Elijah's clearly entering the intersection as the light turns red. Judge Harrison to Elijah, well, care to explain why you ran a red light? Elijah, I didn't, Your Honor. Judge Harrison, incredulous. We just watched the video. The light was red. Elijah, the light was yellow when I entered the decision zone. Judge Harrison, the what? Elijah, the decision zone, also called the dilemma zone. It's the area immediately before an intersection where a driver must decide whether to stop or proceed. When a yellow light appears. Judge Harrison waving dismissively. I don't care what you call it. The light was red when you crossed. Elijah, the light turned red 0.3 seconds after my front bumper entered the intersection. According to traffic engineering standards, the yellow light duration at that intersection is 3.5 seconds. However, given the posted speed limit of 40 miles per hour and the average perception reaction time of 2.5 seconds, the yellow should be 4.0 seconds minimum. The judge blinks. Judge Harrison, are you seriously lecturing me on traffic engineering? Elijah, I'm citing the manual on uniform traffic control devices. Section 4D26. The timing is inadequate. Ada Gomez annoyed. Your Honor, this is ridiculous. He ran a red light. That's the violation, Elijah. I'd like to submit evidence. Judge Harrison sarcastically. Oh, by all means. What evidence did you bring? A science fair project? Elijah reaches into his backpack, pulls out a tablet, hands it to the bailiff who gives it to the judge. Elijah, I conducted a traffic study. Time-stamped video of 100 vehicles approaching that intersection. Average deceleration rates, stopping distances. Yellow light duration analysis. Judge Harrison scrolls through charts, graphs, calculations, citations. Judge Harrison frowning. Where did you get this? Elijah, I made it last week. Judge Harrison skeptical. You've made this, Elijah? Yes, Your Honor. I also filed a complaint with the Department of Transportation. They're reviewing the signal timing as we speak. Ada Gomez to judge. Your Honor, even if the light timing is off, he still violated the law as written. Elijah, actually, no. Under the doctrine of impossibility, if compliance with a law is physically impossible due to government error, the violation is void. Judge Harrison leaning forward. Don't quote legal doctrine to me, son. Elijah, meeting his eyes. It's not a quote, Your Honor. It's established precedent. See Martinez v. State 2019. Also Hampton v. City of Newark 2021. Silence. The judge stares at this teenager who just cited case law from memory. Judge Harrison coldly. Where did you learn to cite cases? Elijah, law school. Scene, courtroom. Moments later, the atmosphere has shifted. Judge Harrison is no longer amused. Judge Harrison, law school. You're 18 years old, Elijah. I graduated high school at 14. undergrad at 16, Harvard Law at 18. The gallery goes silent. Ada Gomez looks up from her notes. Judge Harrison disbelieving, Harvard Law at 18. Elijah: yes, Your Honor. Judge Harrison: and you're representing yourself in traffic court because… Elijah: because I believe the citation is unjust, and because I wanted to see if the system works for everyone, not just those who can afford $5,000 attorneys. Judge Harrison defensive: the system works fine. Elijah: does it? How many defendants in this courtroom today represented themselves and lost because they didn't know how to challenge improper evidence or cite controlling precedent? Judge Harrison voice rising: don't lecture me about my courtroom, Mr. Carter. Elijah calmly: I'm not lecturing, Your Honor. I'm observing. This morning you processed 47 cases, average time per case, 3.2 minutes. Most defendants pleaded guilty without understanding their rights. Judge Harrison standing, angry: how dare you, Elijah? I sat in the gallery for 2 hours. I watched you dismiss a woman's complaint about an illegal search because she did unuse the phrase Fourth Amendment. I watched you deny a continuance to a man who said his lawyer abandoned him without verifying if he was telling the truth. Ada Gomez quietly to Judge: Your Honor, maybe we should reassess. Judge Harrison to Elijah: you're in contempt. Elijah unflinching: on what grounds? I haven't disrupted proceedings. I haven't been disrespectful. I've cited facts and law. Judge Harrison: your attitude. Elijah: my attitude, Your Honor, or my age, my clothes, the fact that I don't look like what you expect an attorney to look like. The words hang in the air. Judge Harrison quietly, dangerously: careful, Mr. Carter. Elijah: I passed the California bar exam 6 months ago. I'm a licensed attorney. I could be standing where Ms. Gomez is standing right now. But you looked at me and saw a kid, not a lawyer, not someone deserving of respect. Judge Harrison: I've heard enough. Motion denied. You're guilty. $500 fine. Elijah: I'm filing an appeal. Judge Harrison smirking: good luck with that. Elijah: I won't need luck. I'll need precedent, which I have. Also, you should know I've been recording this hearing. Judge Harrison alarmed: recording? That's illegal. Elijah: California Rule of Court 1.150. Audio recording of court proceedings is permitted for note-taking by parties and attorneys. I'm both. He holds up a small recorder clipped to his hoodie pocket. Elijah: every dismissive comment, every case you rushed through, every person you didn't give a fair hearing. It's all here. Judge Harrison pale: You're threatening me. Elijah: I'm informing you. I'm filing a judicial misconduct complaint with the Commission on Judicial Performance, and I'm ceasing the ACLU, the Innocence Project, and the National Bar Association. Ada Gomez whispering to Judge: Your Honor, this is escalating. Judge Harrison to Elijah, voice shaking with rage: get out of my courtroom. Elijah: I'd like my ruling first. Judge Harrison: guilty. $500. Get out. Elijah picks up his backpack, walks toward the door, pauses, turns back. Elijah: one more thing, Your Honor. Judge Harrison: what? Elijah: that case you cited earlier, State v. Rodriguez. The one you used to deny the woman's Fourth Amendment claim. Judge Harrison: what about it? Elijah: it was overturned 3 months ago by the Ninth Circuit en banc unanimous decision. He lets that sink in. Elijah: you based your ruling on overturned precedent, which means her conviction void. She has grounds for appeal, and I'm going to tell her. He walks out. The door closes. Silence. Scene: Judge's chambers. 1 week later, Judge Harrison sits at his desk, reading a letter. His hands shake. The letterhead: Commission on Judicial Performance, State of California. He reads: formal investigation into allegations of judicial bias, rushing proceedings, and denial of due process. 86 cases under review. Hearing scheduled for December 15th. There's a knock at the door. Judge Harrison: wary, come in. His clerk enters. Clerk: sir, there's someone here to see you. Elijah Carter. Judge Harrison's stomach drops. Judge Harrison: send him in. Elijah enters, no longer in a hoodie. He's wearing a suit, navy blue crisp white shirt, red tie. He looks like he belongs in the Supreme Court. Judge Harrison quietly: Mr. Carter. Elijah: Your Honor. Judge Harrison: I read your complaint. All 47 pages. Elijah: 48, actually. I added an appendix. Judge Harrison sighs: you're going to destroy my career. Elijah: that's not why I'm here. Judge Harrison looks up surprised. Elijah: I'm here to offer you a choice. Judge Harrison: a choice. Elijah sits down, uninvited but confident. Elijah: I don't want to end your career. Judge Harrison: I want you to be better. Judge Harrison: bitter laugh. Better? I've been on the bench for 23 years, Elijah. And how many of those years did you actually see the people in front of you? Not as case numbers. As human beings. Silence. Elijah: that woman whose Fourth Amendment claim you denied. Her name is Rosa Mendez. She's a single mother of 3. The illegal search led to her car being impounded. She lost her job because she couldn't get to work. She's about to lose her apartment. Judge Harrison closes his eyes. Elijah: the man whose continuance you denied. David Park, his public defender, was handling 300 cases simultaneously. He literally couldn't meet with his clients. Mr. Park got 6 months for a crime he didn't commit. He's lost his job, his reputation, his savings. Judge Harrison, voice breaking. I didn't know, ... double quotes Elijah. You didn't ask, Judge Harrison. So what do you want from me? Elijah, I want you to help me fix this. Every case you rushed, every person you didn't hear, we review them together, and we make it right. Judge Harrison, confused. Why would you do this? Why not just ... finish me? Elijah leans forward. Elijah, because I don't believe in destroying people. Judge Harrison, I believe in accountability, growth, justice. Real justice, not just the kind that comes from a gavel. Judge Harrison, and if I say no, Elijah, then the commission proceeds, your career ends, and 86 people still don't get justice. Judge Harrison, long pause. What's the first case? Elijah smiles, small, genuine. Elijah and Rosa Mendez in Sen, Courtroom 5B, 3 months later. The courtroom is full, not board watchers, advocates, law students, journalists. Judge Harrison sits behind the bench, different, humbler. Judge Harrison, case number 2024-CR1157. People v. Rosa Mendez. Ms. Mendez, I owe you an apology. Rosa, sitting in the gallery with her 3 kids, looks shocked. Judge Harrison, I failed you. I rushed your case. I didn't listen, and I based my ruling on overturned precedent. Your conviction is vacated, your record is expunged, and the city will compensate you for your losses. Rosa starts crying. Her children hug her. Judge Harrison, additionally, this court is implementing new procedures. Every defendant will be informed of their right to a continuance. Every case will receive minimum 15 minutes of review, and I'll be attending training on implicit bias and procedural justice. He looks at Elijah, standing in the back of the courtroom in his suit. Judge Harrison, because a young man reminded me what I'd forgotten, that a judge's job is to process cases. It's to serve justice, and justice requires listening. Elijah nods. The courtroom erupts in applause. Elijah Carter went on to found Justice Ford, a non-profit providing free legal aid to those who can't afford attorneys. Judge Harrison, he became one of their biggest supporters, and one of the fairest judges in California. He never forgot the teenager in the hoodie who taught him that respect is ungiven based on appearance, age, or expectations. It's earned by seeing people really seeing the man, giving everyone a voice. As for Elijah's traffic ticket, it was dismissed. The city fixed the light timing, and 300 other tickets from that intersection were reviewed and overturned, because sometimes all it takes is one person refusing to accept injustice to change an entire system. Never judge someone by their age or appearance. The next genius you meet might be wearing a hoodie. And if you're ever in a courtroom, remember, justice belongs to everyone. Like. If this inspired you, comment, have you ever been underestimated? Share with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe for stories that prove brilliance has no age limit. Next story. Homeless man solves math problem. Professor couldn't. He's a former NASA scientist. See you tomorrow.